darkness creeps, shadows spread. Once bright lands, now dread. Ancient trees silently withstand, brave and free. Return to their rock, strong and true. We'll find the night, break the blue. 1,000 years lost in despair, we rise again, our homes repair. Creeping corruption taints the air, the whispers of the past linger everywhere. We face the twilight with hearts fold in our hands, destiny we hold. Oh, walls of stone, fields of green, hold fast, our spirits keen. Come too long, but not alone. Back to the throne, rebuild our home. Gather round, hear the call, wield our strength, stand tall. From dusk till dawn, we fight alone. In Vera's name, we right the wrong. We right the wrong. Come around, hear the call, wield our strength, stand tall. From dusk till dawn, we fight alone. In Vera's name, we right the wrong. Return to Vera, strong and true. We'll fight the night, break the blue. 1,000 years lost in despair, we rise again, our homes repair. Repeat corruption, taste the air, whispers of the past linger ere we face them despair. We rise again, our homes again, our homes repair. Our walls of stone, in homes repair. We face the twilight with hearts prepared. We rise again, our homes again, with arms repair. Our walls again, like with hearts prepared. Creeping corruption taints the air, whispers of the past linger everywhere. We face the twilight with hearts bold in our hands, destiny we hold. On walls of stone, fields of green, hold fast, our spirits keen. Fading fast, can't hold the light. People cry beneath red
Hey y'all, Bell, what's going on? Vex, Superhero 6785. What else do I see in here? Cracker, MF Cracker, Drunken Carpenter. What's going on, guys? Vex says, I mean, Steven is always sick though. I was actually telling my wife that last night. I was because we've been having a lot of discussions, my wife and I, about Ashes of Creation, and she's just real not Ashes, but content creation specifically, and she's just really, really skeptical of the concept of making money at all doing this. Um, and she was like, "Is there one thing like you're so confident about this project? Is there one thing that makes you go, I don't know?" And I said, "Oh yeah, Steven's had a cough for the entire time I've been following this project. That dude has always got a little going on there." So, yeah, well, that's always a little bit nerve wracking. Circle Burner 87 says, "Good day, brother. What's going on, man? How are you and the family doing? I hope everybody's doing great up there in Nebraska. Me and Ari would like to come up there and visit at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's on my objective list." Oh, I can all. I feel like I always have 37 objectives that I'm working towards. Welcome to ADHD, everybody. Oh man, so today, I want to take a little look at the Cleric. We went back and watched the fighter live stream a few weeks ago, and I hadn't seen it, and it was crazy. And I did watch the Cleric live stream, and I even made a video about the Cleric live stream. Well, that's not true. I made a video about the Cleric. Maybe the most hardcore fans, supporters of my channel will have seen this video, because it's I deleted it, or I unlisted it is what I did, because it is not. It was a build guide video. And I was trying to like be kind of edgy and be like, I made a build guide for a game that doesn't exist. Come see what that's all about. But instead, people were clearly the click through rate, like the amount that people clicked on it, was so bad and so low. It was very clear that people looked at that and went, "Game doesn't exist yet. How can you have a build guide? Move on." So none of you guys have seen that video. However, I did watch the original Cleric video, and I have thoughts, and I want to watch it again and see what I think about it from there. So we're going to watch it again. I'm going to show you some of the screenshots, from that video, from the video that I made, and check that out and show you guys what I'm talking about in regards to clerics and cleric builds. The cleric being OP, I think the cleric's real strong. And so yeah. Let me look up that video here real fast, and then we shall watch it. If you search Ashes of Creation in Google these days, or not Google, but YouTube these days, you're getting lots of server meshing talk. Everybody's talking about all the server meshing. All right, so there's the Ranger, there's Caravan. Events, build node, Alpha 2 Village node update, Cleric Archetype. Here we go. 51 minutes. Of course, Cleric is going to be busted. Plate and healing. Well, Abraham, I would assume, and I mean, I will admit that we don't know this yet, but they have got to have some type of drawbacks to wearing higher armor. Otherwise, there is no real choice. Everybody wears plate. So there has to be something. Oh God. First ever YouTube live stream. Is it your first ever YouTube live stream? Because I've been doing them for 2 weeks now. Is it the first one you've ever gone to, or you think that's my first one? AI member, I'm assuming you mean PI members, mentioned there was drawbacks. Forget if it was less mana or magic taken, magic damage taken.
Ready to serve, my lord.
Grim Liberty now following. Wait, did you follow me like a week ago? Whatever. I swear I keep seeing these names from Alpha 2 or from Alpha 1. Like just constantly. And I'm like, I swear that person was already following me. I've had many conversations with this person. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch to this stream here. And we can get rid of that. And we can watch the Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Cleric update. I will be pausing this and talking about different things. And then at the end, we're going to go over this class. And number one, why it is, in my opinion, going to be OP. But also how it has many different ways you can play it. And so the complaint about there only being one Cleric class or one healer class is not really valid given the way this game is designed and all its systems. So let's do it.
Hello everyone and welcome to yet another day in Vera. Happy to be with you guys again.
Wait. Grim, when you get over 50 followers, it RNG drops some? What? What? Email someone at Twitch or what? What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh my god, that doesn't make any sense. Splinter says, psh, drawbacks, schmallbacks. Clairs get the benefit of being OP. The downside is that they are the only healers. I don't think they are the only healer class, but there's lots of different ways the class can be played, and you can mimic the druid from World of Warcraft or the paladin if you want to. I made a version of all three different healer types from SWTOR. You can do some healing type from ESO if you do like the conal and directional based healing. So even though there's only one class, there are many different ways to play the class. That's crazy, Grim Liberty. That is crazy. Abraham says, what if you go a War Priest build, medium armor, and big hammer? That is one of the builds that I've designed for the game, and we'll get to that a little later on. I assume cloth armor will give better magic bonuses, so you'll be squishier, but heals will be stronger. Trade-offs. That's what I think, too. The way a lot of places do it is not even straight damage or increased healing. It's the regeneration of mana. Being in heavier armor slows down your regeneration of mana. For a couple things. My guess is the stats will be hurt by wearing plate. If it were my game, the group heals would be automatically reduced for wearing plate or non-cloth armor. Hey, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I like that. I think taking Cleric as your secondary will create some unique off-healer builds. I've been wondering about that. Like, it's hard to... It will definitely not allow you to target someone and heal them. That will not be a thing if you take Cleric as your secondary archetype. But will it allow you to have enough abilities with a Cleric augment on them that heal probably the group or the surrounding area or something like that with enough actual heals, and you have enough mana to continue spamming those abilities to be like the raid maintenance healer that just kind of keeps everybody going up a little bit or whatever. That's possible. That's possible. Third Winter says, we're all doing well here. Sorry, had to jump back over to YouTube for the live. My 5G at my office on my tablet can't handle Twitch. That's funny. That's really funny. Well, that new AV1 encoder is coming quicker and quicker and quicker, and then we're going to be streaming, both live streaming and, from what I understand, watching streams using a lot less bitrate. So that's going to be nice. Sitting outside watching on my phone, Ghetto Wars took my internet out. Ghetto Wars? I need clarification. I don't know about the rest of the chat, but I need clarification on that. I have never played a cleric, but the cleric showcase has me wanting to play one in Ashes. Really? Do you want to play it as a healer? Is that your plan? Grim Liberty says secondary cleric. I expect drains to heals or some such ability. Oh, drains to heals. I wasn't thinking like that you're pulling life away from them and spreading it around to your teammates. I was thinking it would just add hots and heals onto your attacks without drains. But drains make sense. Could see that. Thrux said, Wiki said cleric secondaries would have some heals for others, but yeah, assumption is that they will be noticeably weaker than actually healing abilities. Yes, I have no doubt that you'll be able to heal others. What I'm saying is you won't be able to target someone and hit them with a heal, because it's going to modify your abilities. It's not going to give you new abilities. You're not going to have heals. You're going to have attacks or abilities that also have a heal on them. Maybe on some abilities that you can already target your own teammates with. Like if the tank had some type of ability where they can target the healer and dash to them to be there to protect them or something, maybe a cleric secondary would put a heal on that dash, and then you could actually target someone and heal. That makes sense. I like that. Daniel Moser says, sitting in the West Texas oil fields using my Starlink and my laptop, $33 an hour to watch you at a safety site. Where in West Texas are you, man? I used to live out in West Texas. Abraham Wesley, can you play a cleric and not be expected to heal? I think so. I think so. I put together a build for it, and we will get to that later. I have screenshots, infographics that I put together for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Now, you're probably going to piss some people off, but if that's how you want to play the game, you want to play a Smite Cleric, well, I built a Smite Cleric. The armor sets and siege tests were standardized. Theoretically, you could get crafted plate sets for mages and healers. Definitely, but I would suspect they're going to have drawbacks. Otherwise, again, everyone would be in plate. I'm just making sure, is the music too loud? Is the music good, guys? I just want to make sure. Because remember, cleric gets light and dark powers, so drains will be a thing. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Superhero 6785 says Bard might have target buffs, which could get added heals. Yeah, that's another really good example of a where you probably might be able to target someone and heal them. Although I suspect it'll be a little less. Cars wiped some shit out and they're fixing it now. Okay, that sucks, man. That really sucks. But I appreciate you sticking it out on the porch and watching me on the phone and all that stuff. That's awesome of you. I do appreciate it. Diano says your attack will probably generate group or self heals as a secondary effect, and that's what I was trying to say. Thrux says Ranger plus Cleric equals Soul Bowl. Shoot your friends with syringes full of medicine. That's what the Scoundrel class in SWTOR is. You literally are shooting them with needles, syringes full of Kolto, or it's Kolto in that game. Bacta was later, with Kolto. And so you push a button and you'll see a string with a syringe shoot across the screen and hit your friend, and then they get hit with heals. So there you go. That's really funny. Rogue smoke bomb heals sounds cool AF. Hey, Squish, that's true. That does sound cool. That does sound, you just bam, you throw it down, you disappear. Your teammates get some type of a buff that a smoke bomb would give. Like, I know there are some turn-based games that do this where you're in the smoke, you have like a 50% evasion or something like that. So your teammates get evasion, everybody gets a little heal, you disappear, and then you walk around and you're attacking the guy from behind, hitting him with the crit buffs and from behind buffs and stuff like that. That's great. I love it. You guys are talkative today. Daniel says, I'm north of Big Springs, live in Gardendale. Okay, cool, man. I lived in San Angelo for about 3.5. No, was it longer than that? 5 years, 6 years, something like that. I lived in San Angelo for quite some time. That's where my dad still lives there, my grandmother. So yeah, I still travel out to West Texas every once in a while. Music is good. Maybe Bard will have augmentation to buff allied heals to have dual healing. Possible big group heals through a guitar solo. I cannot wait to see what they do with the Bard. I'm so excited to see what they do. And then I want to see what they do with the Summoner. Because the Summoner, the way they've described the Summoner as you playing through your pet is wild. And I can't wait to see how that works. The last time I remember a game having a system that was really like that, like where you really played through your pet, was Dark Age of Camelot's Necromancer class 20 years ago. So I'm excited. All I can imagine is Monk punching an ally to heal from D&D. Yes. All right, let's watch a little bit of the Cleric video here.
I can't believe that it is the end of July, but we have a fun presentation to show.
So this was almost a year ago. Okay.
Show you guys today an update on the Cleric kit and also a little bit of a showcase for the Highwayman Hills area, which is a very cool point of interest. I am joined by two of our glorious designers whom you have spoken with before in the past. They are our resident Dr. Bucky. Bucky, how you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm doing great.
Welcome, sir. And then we also have our glorious combat designer, Mr. Trad. How you doing, Trad?
Doing great. Happy to be here again.
Yeah, happy to have you guys both. So obviously, clerics are near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. We had a little bit of a showcase for the cleric. Gosh, when was that? That was last year, yeah?
Vex, we have never seen any implementation of a secondary augment at all. During A1, the way we put our skills into abilities kind of was augments. Kind of. It definitely made the ability more powerful and gave it more effects and stuff, but it was just your own class leveling up the ability. It wasn't from a secondary archetype. We have never seen an actual example of that. It is purely theoretical at this point. We have, you're gonna have to tell me, because I can't think of any.
Yeah, I think so. A few live streams ago,
yeah. Yeah, it was quite a few. And we were in, I think we were in that cemetery area, and we were kind of showcasing some things. And the community gave us a lot of great feedback. And your guys' team on the combat strike team have now had an opportunity to kind of go through, analyze, and collect that feedback, incorporate it as part of our development process. And we have a little bit more extensive of a kit today to show. I think we have roughly 18 abilities, or how many abilities are we showing off today?
Yeah, somewhere between 16 to 18 on there.
Yeah.
You know, as you're saying that, Bill, I remember something. It was minor, very, very minor, but I do remember something about. But even then, it wasn't a secondary archetype augment.
Very excited. Big increase.
Daniel says, I really want to buy an alpha or beta key. Pull a string for me, bro. I can't get alpha or beta keys. Here's what I will say. The two criteria that Intrepid has held up as their criteria for getting into the content creator program the entire time is quality and consistency. In my opinion, I've never had either one of those. So I really don't expect getting into the content creator program. I really, really don't. That said, if by some miracle, just by the nature of being quite well known in the community, they put me in the program, one of the things about the program is going to be things to give away to people, and I suspect probably some Alpha 2 keys will be part of that. And if that happens, I am going to be giving away those keys to supporters of the channel who've been around a long time, not the people who just came in the last 5 minutes. People who've been supporting, people who are with me from now until launch, like that sort of thing. I'm going to make sure that those keys get given to like supporters who really need a key, you know. So yeah, maybe, but I have no expectation of getting in. Magic Pipe says, afternoon, Zilla and everyone. Every architect. Guys, do you think it'll be possible to use daggers as a ranger with a viable build? Helder, as Magic Pipe said, every archetype can use all weapons and wear every type of armor. And because of the augment system and the way that it works, I suspect that there are going to be many, many, many different viable builds. And not only that, but what's viable on my server won't be the same as what's viable on your server because of the way that they have actually closed off access to content to certain people based on node progression and node levels and all of those different things. So I would say almost certainly yes. And then it's just going to be a matter, in many cases, for you to either find it or some content creator to find it and make a video about it. So from now, 27/6/24. Yeah. Don't sell yourself short. Your quality is there and your consistency is getting there. Well, don't get me wrong. I know that I like you guys have no idea how bad. I don't want to push my luck. But so many times I've wanted to message Margaret and just say, hey, look, every 3 months is consistency. That is consistency. But I don't want to push my luck. I don't think the quality of my okay. I was proud of the video I released the other day. Yesterday. Was it? Whatever. The video about publishers and developers. I was proud of that video. But in general, I don't think, I look at Burns' videos and it gives me an inferiority complex. I'm like, this guy's so much better at this than me. They do sometimes do giveaways. I've won 3 over the years and did giveaways for Guildy, Swish. Exactly. They do that. I'd bribe you with a table for a key, but I don't have time right now. I know you're a busy man, Drunken. You're so busy you can't even really be in my guild. That's crazy. Daniel with a $20 super chat. CCC support here. I mean, I'm not saying that I can be bought. Probably wouldn't hurt. Thruck, you and Doc Burns are by far the ones that give me the most hype for this game, despite the fact that I would like to not be hyped until A2. Oh man, I know it's time. It's time. I've been telling the other content creators now's the time, and everybody keeps telling me no, it's not time yet. The hype isn't here yet. People don't care yet. And I'm like, okay, well, wait at your own peril, I guess. But I'm going. It's time. The iron is literally glowing right now. It's time to strike it. Hit that fucking iron with a hammer because it's glowing right now. Bell says he can be bought. Trust me. Magic Pipe says, I think a weekly video would be easily considered consistent. I agree. A weekly would be considered consistent. It's just from what time period are they considering consistency? And that's why, like I've said in the past, I personally, I think that the requirement for consistency is kind of silly because Tavernside Gaming was really, really consistent and made really quality, awesome content 6 years ago. The audience died. It became not worth it to make videos. The time you spent, he would have had to spend hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours making and editing videos from since 6 years ago all the way up until now for what is admittedly very low growth in order to be considered for that content creator program. That seems weird to me. You know, not Jalon, but Alpha Soul. Alpha Soul was super consistent and very high quality back then. So I don't know. I think it's silly to require that. But of course, they have said they're going to have multiple rounds. So maybe, because I'll definitely be consistent once Alpha 2 gets here because there'll be content to actually make that's valuable. So maybe I'll get in later. And that's kind of what I'm suspecting will happen is I'll get let in 6 months into Alpha 2. But that's not going to help Daniel get an Alpha 2 key. Oh, okay. You get the key, $200 in my Cash App for you. Oh, this man throwing around that oil field money. We're not allowed to sell them. We're not allowed to sell them. Just so you know, that is very much against terms of service. Do I still have the punishment cam? I don't know. Let's see. Well, there it is. There it is. I don't have the green sheet over my chair to make the chair disappear too. So there you go. Let's see. Your insight is much better than most of the Ashes community. I appreciate that. I do. I was on the phone with Dr. Burns earlier today. Matter of fact, the reason I was late to start the stream is because Burns called me and we were having a phone conversation. And all of a sudden I was like, oh crap, I gotta go for the stream. And he was like, dude, you have the best takes. You have the best takes in Ashes. That's why your channel's growing. It was pretty funny. I thought Steven was a mage main. I have been told that he played Cleric in Lineage 2 and Arcade, etc., etc. He's been a Cleric the entire time. That's what I was told. Maybe that's not true. I didn't play with him, but that's what I was told. It's not always about the quality of your content, but the vibes and ideas behind your content. You don't need to match Burns or anyone else. You are your own flavor. If that's another thing Burns and I were talking about. Like, I'll never have the quality he has unless I hire an editor. Never. I'm not that editor. You should. Oh my God. It's crazy. So the video that I put out a couple days ago about publishers and developers, I got so many people messaging me on Discord with editing advice. They were all like, oh, you should have used face cam more. This section and this section and this section should have been you talking to the camera and the rest of the video was fine. And some people were like, you should have played B-roll of Legend of Zelda and Wasteland and Sonic and all that stuff all the way up until the point you mentioned Ashes of Creation in the video and then switch to the Ashes of Creation B-roll and like all these different editing advice. And I'm just like, I'm not that editor. I'm never going to be that editor. I don't see that crap. That's just not in the cards for me. But Burns pointed out exactly what you just said. Is like, they come to your channel because they like hearing you say stuff, apparently. So you just should keep saying stuff. I think consistency after A2 launch is more important. I do too. And that's why I think that the demand for consistency pre-A2 is just weird to me. It seems to me, and I don't mean this as a knock to those creators who have really been able to stream consistency the last year to year and a half, like Vladis and the Tangents of Creation and those people who've been doing that. But those are going to be, and Q, those are going to be the people who get put into the content creator program first. And there's definitely going to be some like prestige surrounding that. But it's like those people have really just been streaming. Like, who has been consistently putting out YouTube content for a year? Q, Narc, Burns is close. Like, you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get like it's just the people who decided in the last year to go and they haven't run into the wall yet that you're going to run into at a certain point as an Ashes content creator, and so they're going to be the ones that get to move forward. And it's just weird to me. But that's not the point. It doesn't matter, like you said. After Alpha 2 is what's more important, and I will be very consistent at that point. 3-8er says, wonder if I'm confusing Zillin yet. I'd probably not. Charitable donation, oil-filled trash with oil-filled cash. That's hilarious, man. So glad I didn't miss the A2 boat listening to this. If $200 randomly fell in my pocket after I gave a key away as a gift, I wouldn't be upset. If it just showed up there. No, we can't do that. We can't. Like, I cannot risk my Alpha 2 access. My Alpha 2 access is the crux of this entire thing. If I don't have Alpha 2 access, I'm not an Alpha 2. I can't make content during Alpha 2, and I will, the last 4 years that I've been building towards that, it just goes down the drain. But yes, I wouldn't complain if $200 found its way into my pocket. You get that key, I'll cover your editor costs for a month. I love the Zillin flavor. That's not a sentence that you should say out loud. I now wish I hadn't said it out. Steven being a cleric makes sense. Keeping the MMORPG genre alive. Oh, that's brilliant, Drunken. That is brilliant. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Good evening from Europe, infidels. What's going on, Chronix? How you doing, man? I feel like Chronix was around a lot during Alpha 1. That name sounds really familiar. Narc is a funny creator, very consistent Narc. Narc has been my only Ashes content for the last year. Wasn't until Zillan came back that he pointed out some other creators that I have since binge watched like Burns. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And just so you guys know, Sunday night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, I have Vertek on. Vertek from the Golden Feather Tavern. He is going to come on, and we are going to be discussing PvE versus PvP versus PvX. He has a lot of thoughts on that subject. It's probably his biggest concern about Ashes of Creation. And then on Monday night, I'm going to have Sunny from the Loreforged podcast on Monday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we are going to be talking about well, number one, the fact that I'll be a better mayor than him, and I don't know why he's trying to run a mayoral campaign right now when I'm clearly the better option for mayor. And then a little bit about their guild and what they're going, because they're starting a guild and getting some things going, and we're gonna have a little conversation about Ashes too. So make sure y'all guys tune in for that. Switzerland here. Do you think Narc will get in? I like him very much, but can see how some don't know how to take him. I think Narc has no chance whatsoever of getting in. He is a brand risk, big time. He used to drop the R word a lot on his not his live stream. Well, he still does it on his live streams, but in his videos, and got called out for it. I believe that his channel has been shadow banned on YouTube. I could be wrong about that, but that just seems that way. And yeah, Narc makes great content, and obviously he's very, very consistent, but I think he's probably a brand. I mean, he's banned from the Ashes Discord from what I understand. I wasn't there when it happened, but I heard it happen. So like, I don't know. Vex says, do you have a limit on the number of people they're selecting for the content creator program? If so, do we know the number? They have not said at all what it is. The only hint that I have is someone that used to be in the content creator program back before they changed it. And they basically, everybody that was in the content creator program got removed, and it basically has to reapply. So technically no one is in the content creator program, but it's somebody who used to be in the content creator program years ago, like before Alpha 1, and they told me that there was about 50 people in there. Game was a lot smaller at that time. Like the Lazy Peon video really launched this game into a whole other stratosphere of hype and attention. Between podcasters, YouTubers, streamers, music makers, artists, like fan art and stuff. I mean, I'm sure there are even other types of content that I'm not even thinking about. I would suspect there'll be quite a few. Bell says, I'll pop out. Have a good stream. All right, later, Bell. Have a good one, man. Vex says, Yak, Narc needs to settle down a little bit on the brand that is shit talking on the internet. I think shit talking on the internet is fine. I really enjoyed Narc's content for a long time. Now, I think the main reason that I'm not a big fan of his content right this second is two things. Number one, at a certain point, and it's the point that I stopped making content, it's just thin air. He admits it. So I'm not like knocking Narc. He admits that it's thin air. I know it's thin air. I know how hard it is to make content for thin air. I have given him all the props in the world for making non-stop content on thin air. I just got to the point where I didn't want to make it or hear it. So I kind of stopped watching his content for that. And then here recently, it's been a lot of his live stream stuff, and I want to see edited content by Narc, not the live stream stuff. But it's using those specific words that you shouldn't use. Like, I don't even want to say shouldn't use. I don't agree with the fact that you shouldn't use them. I hate the policing of language almost entirely in its entirety. There are a few words that I'll make exception for, but in general, I hate the policing of language. Yeah, Narcs. Yeah, you can't use those words. Can't use those words. The bar says, Zilla, let's go. What's up, man? I know you're tuning in from work, so I sure appreciate that. Thought we were talking about clerics.com. If y'all are asking me all kinds of questions about content creators, what am I going to do? Drunk and ignore the chat? I'm not going to ignore the chat. I love shit posting on the internet. Isn't that what the internet is for? I mean, yeah, pretty much that's what it is. APG says, yeah, I preferred his edited videos. Yeah, I mean, I think, but I also understand, like, making content out of thin air is fucking hard. It's hard. If you don't want to do it. Like, y'all have no idea how many ideas that I have for videos. I could make one Ashes of Creation video every single day until Alpha 2. Without question. I have plenty of ideas. But you sit down and you sit in front of the camera and you talk and you say, blah, 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 blah. This is how I think how this will go, or whatever. And you put it in an editor and you're listening back to it and you're going, who cares? Who cares what augment might or might not? Who cares? Like, 50 people in the Ashes of Creation community really care about this. Some of the other ones will watch because I'm going to clickbait the shit out of you on a title. But, like, who cares? And so you can't make it. But man, he just keeps finding things to make content out of. I couldn't do that. There's no way. There's no way. Agree here as well. The edited videos were fun. I do not enjoy the regurgitated Twitch stream stuff. Moved over to YouTube. He's a BDO player, Zillin. We are built different. Narc's a BDO player? I know he was in the Arcade and Guild Wars 2. For example, he led the interview with the PI tester with asking about how much money he shelled out to be a PI tester. Not a good way to open the discussion. Okay, let's... I didn't know that. Narc was in Alpha 1. So Narc shelled out some money. And he tries to claim that he hasn't, but he has. I'm going to leave that there. About a game that doesn't exist yet. Yeah. What do you know about the religious nodes, and can we declare crusades against heretics? So Crocs, we know, I would say, almost nothing about religious nodes, the religious system at all. We know there are 7 gods. We know 3 of them got corrupted by the Harbingers. We know the goddess of creation is the one that opened up the gateways for us to go to Sanctus to escape the corruption of the Harbingers. We know that there are going to be religious nodes. We don't know what the religious node superpower is, although it has been not hinted at. They talked about, or Steven talked about, one of the things that they were spitballing, and I guess he talked about it because he thought it was a good idea, that it would open up a massive labyrinth underneath the religious node that would be like a gigantic shifting labyrinth style base with lots of PvE content. That seemed really cool hearing him talk about it. We know that questing will be the way that we ascend in the rankings of the religious node. We know that there are augments associated with your rank within the religious node. So therefore we know that there will be people who are at the top rankings of their religious node that'll have augments that nobody else will have access to. But religious wars, heretics, people who aren't your religion, I mean, we know nothing that I'm aware of about any of that. All that stuff. I don't know if they've even worked on that stuff because they don't bring it up. They do not bring that stuff up. Narc has talked about BDO. Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of his, especially his more recent content, but Narc came from BDO originally, but he has played Arcade and Guild War 2 for more insight into Ashes. Okay. That's interesting. I don't see much about BDO that crosses into Ashes. Do y'all? Like, it's kind of a action combat single player game where you group up massive mobs and enemies and grind them down with big flashy spell effects, and it's kind of easy. And then there's some PvP and some like light system. I don't know. To me, that there's almost no crossing. Magic Mike says Narc seems kind of disingenuous in comparison to smaller creators. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't get disingenuous. That man sold his soul for guru life skills. I respect it. That's funny. I think Catholicism, the religion, will be the government for that node. Oh, interesting. Interesting, Daniel. So you think that whatever the dominant religion on a religious node will be the government for the node? Or do you mean whatever the dominant religion is for any type of node? Like, will you have a system where the mayor and the leadership of the dominant religion on a node are like at each other's throat, like during the Roman Empire kind of thing about power and influence and stuff like that? Boy, that would be fucking wild. I hadn't even thought about that. That's 3 levels of magnitude higher than I was thinking. That's crazy, man. BDO is so pay to win. I'm so sick of the pay to win, y'all. I'm so sick of it. So sick of it. I'm so excited to play a real MMO and not have to pay anything outside of my sub fee, which I will we were talking about this last night on Drew's stream. I'd pay $50 a month. If they remove the cash shop, I'd pay $50 a month to play Ashes of Creation, and like happily. I wouldn't even be like, oh man, another $50 this month. I'd just give it to him and smile. I would just give it to him and smile. Let's play. Node Wars and the life skill system could have some parallels. Okay. I don't know anything about the life skill system. I offered to buy Narc an Alpha 3 key years ago. He declined the offer. You offered to get him an Alpha key. Offered to buy him an Alpha. He has an Alpha key. He was in Alpha 1. There are videos of him playing in Alpha 1 on the internet right now. He was in Alpha 1. It's pay to fail. There is no winning. Oh God, Swish, I like that. Can we start a campaign to just stop saying the words pay to win and just call it pay to fail from now on? Can we all do that? No more pay to win. I like that. I like pay to fail. That's fantastic. The game is supposed to generate strife within players. This game is supposed to generate strife within players. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. Every system in this game is designed to generate strife, to cause fracturing. I actually think that holding a guild together is going to be significantly more difficult in this game than in other games. People jockeying over territory, their positioning within the territory, so many different things. Oh my God, the fracturing of guilds is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right.
Gives a much more comprehensive look at the core kit for the archetype, which is super exciting. So, before we begin, why don't we perhaps talk a little bit about the area that we are in? And by the way, yes, this is a noble warhorn. He's a big fella. He's excited to get in there. He's heard that there is some minotaurs that have taken up residence in what used to be, I think, a bandit camp. Look at how we don't have sounds associated with them yet. Sorry, guys. Sound effects.
I'll do some.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hold on, wait.
Sound does a rhino.
We got to time that. We got to time that right. Hold on. 3, 2. Thank you, Bucky. That was perfect, and that is why you are Dr. Bucky. No, but tell us a little bit about this place, the Highwayman Hills.
Yeah, so we're venturing into the Highwayman Hills, a place notorious for bandit activity. Always dangerous to run a caravan through here. Even just looking at these like walls here, you could see we could get jumped at any moment. But so used to be resided by bandits, but now there's a story arc that's been triggered. So the Shattercloud tribe of Minotaur have recently seized control of the area, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Minotaur activity now instead.
Landendorf, man, welcome into the stream. Next level metagaming right here. Yeah, this is the high end stuff right here. Landendorf, if you're not aware, we're talking about the Cleric. I want to talk about obviously the fact that Steven, from what I've been told, has been mained a Cleric in like Lineage 2 and Arcades and stuff. And so, obviously he's going to make the Cleric OP. I mean, why wouldn't he? But more specifically, after we watch this video, I want to talk about, there's some complaints in the Ashes space about the fact that there's only one healer class. and I have looked at the systems that you guys have designed for picking skills and all that type of stuff. And I actually think that despite the fact there's only one cleric class, there's going to be so many different ways to play it. It's effectively at least 5 cleric classes and probably more. So that's what we're going to get into today. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Dead.
And that's part of the whole, how story arcs are intended to kind of change the environment, the world. Obviously we saw this a little bit with the Tower of Carfin presentation, but the spawners are adaptive based on the state of the world, and that state is inclusive of these story arc conditions, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And if we're able to, complete our quest here, we might further change as well.
This is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe Environment has done a tremendously glorious job in creating. I love the canopy through the approach into the Highwayman Hills zone. It is super cool.
Eraj says, will Summoner be able to heal? So Eraj, we haven't gotten a boatload of details about the Summoner, but the way that I understand it, and keep in mind, I'm at the very edge of my understanding here, you are going to play the Summoner class through your pet. So you would summon a pet, and that's going to give you a skill bar associated with that pet and how that pet or group of pets. You can't have one powerful pet or multiple like less powerful pets or whatever. And those skills are going to be what your pet does. So you'll hit ability, and then your pet will do that, and you will be able to essentially spec into making your pets be tank, DPS, or healers. So I do believe that you will be able to do some type of healing through your pet. It just obviously, I would suspect at least that you're not going to be as strong as an actual dedicated cleric healer.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks great with the God Rays coming in.
Oh yeah, you can't have enough goblins, as Tristan knows. So do we have a quest for this area, or what are we seeing here? Ooh, location entered. Okay, so we actually now are in the Highwayman Hills. Perhaps I should let my my noble warhorn off here.
Might get dangerous.
You've been a trusty steed, my friend, but this area is just far too dangerous for your kind. So just hang out here and we'll be back. Okay, so
Can I just say that I love bringing back mounts that stay on the world in MMOs? And when I say bringing back, I mean since Ultima Online. This is the last game that I can remember where that happens. I just love the idea of like, your entire party, your group of friends, y'all are all on your mounts and you're riding your way all the way up to some dungeon. And then outside the dungeon, there's already like 25 mounts because there's people in there. And then all of y'all dismount and everybody's mounts are right there while everybody goes inside. Oh, I love that. I love that. Snickers, first time chat, says clerics might be OP, but mages will be even more OP. Has too much AoE. AOC has too much AoE. I have voiced concerns about the amount of AoE in the game so far, and it does seem like there's going to be some level of AoE grinding going on. Mages might be strong, but we shall see. I will say that ball of lightning is pretty stupid. Like, I feel in my head, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like the only reason you should ever get hit with ball lightning is because you're a fucking moron. That's it. That's the only excuse. Get out of the damn way. It's moving at like half a centimeter a second. Get out of the damn way. Oh. Yeah. But yes, it does have a lot of OP. Thanks for chatting, Snickers. I've seen you around the community a lot, chatting into other people's streams and stuff like that. Appreciate you stopping in, hanging out. Vex says everyone wants to be a necromancer. I swear if you did a poll, necromancer would be the highest by a landslide. Dude, I hear so many people talking about rogues. I feel like rogues is just non-stop. Like, so many people are disappointed about rogue. Sub goal met. Oh my goodness. Sneckers just gifted 10 subs to the community. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's really cool of you. That's really cool. Stunned, rooted, etc. Moron. You know what, Big Quads on campus? You know what? You're right. You're right. If you get stunned or rooted, okay, fine. I didn't even think about that. Good point. Good point. Damn, thank you, Snickers. That was awesome of you. Oh, Levi said, no, we can't have that. Bust in gifting 11 tier 1 subs. Appreciate it, Levi. Thank you so much. Guess I'm sub now. Thanks, homie. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Levi and Snecker. That's really awesome, y'all. Barry says hiding mounts may be a thing while dungeoneering. Yeah, I don't know if your mount can be attacked while it's in the open world, or if you can. I don't know, but yeah, you might want to put it back in your backpack if that's how that works. Oh, did we get another one? Oh, Sneckers is like, I will not be undone. I will not be undone. Oh my God. What is going on? Thank you, Sneckers. And Eraj, oh, I see Eraj sub too. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. With the gift sub. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Levi busting in with 14. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all. I wasn't expecting this today. $14 because it's $69. Oh, Levi, that's hilarious, man. I'm not following. Last time I went in a sub battle, I spent $500. I really. Oh my God. What? How many did you just do, Millhouse? 50 subs, Patrick. Are you kidding me, bro? What? Thank you, man. You did not have to do that. I mean, none of you guys have to do this. I'm. Thank you, man. Fuck. Okay, we gotta do a badass stream now. I can't mess around anymore. Now we gotta get after it.
Ready to serve, my lord.
Now we gotta get after it. Falcat, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, trying to catch up on this cat. Brood Warden, Enchanter, Shadowmancer sound really interesting to me. I'm currently planning on Summoner, but more info needed. Yeah, I like the idea of being a Summoner and playing a tank as a Summoner if it's viable. That is one of the things I would really like to see. Planador says, also, if there's cooldown reduction and mana regen help classes that have self-heals fill that gap, how does that feel in terms of filling the healing gap? Planendorf, I'm going to tell you, I don't think there is a healing gap. Sneckers, get... Did that say 100? It blew by my screen so fast. Did that say 100? Did I see that? No. Sneckers, thank you, man. Thank you very much. I'm. That is all you got. You got. No, I can't get myself down on myself now. I gotta put on a show. Tyrrell says, "What? I just got an email that I got gifted a sub. First time getting one in a while, and I'm not even in chat. I didn't know this was a thing." Well, Tyrrell, welcome to the show. In case you forgot about me, because since we probably haven't talked since Alpha 1, my name is Zillan. I make Ashes of Creation content. I think that we're so close to the Alpha 2 for Ashes of Creation, and I think it's going to be a huge, huge, huge game. I think even the Alpha 2 is going to be extremely popular. I'm going to be here making content, making YouTube videos, and doing it all like crazy, starting now and going into the future. So come hang out with us during streams, man. You're more than welcome. And Sneckers, again, thank you, man. That is so cool of you. I'm completely flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say. I've gotten like 200 subs in the last 3 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, I've been watching your vids from the start. Just never joined on Twitch before. Well, come on. Come on. Come hang out. All you gifting subs, you freaking rock. Yes, Sneckers, Levi, Eraj, there was one other person that I met Patrick. Yep. Coming in with the gifted subs, man. I thank you guys. You guys, that's just incredible. It's incredible. Snecker says, Zillan, remove AoE and remove target of target on keybind. Remove AoE and remove target of T. Raj with another gifted sub. Thank you, man. Thank you. Levi says, now I'm glad I turned this into a fight. I couldn't match that love. Blandor says, big shout out to Millhouse, Eraj, Levi Ojima. Don't forget Sneckers. Don't forget Sneckers, Planendorf. Don't be a Steven and start naming off people who worked on the project and then forget people. You got to keep naming names until you name all of them. Don't be a Steven, Planendorf. Eraj, the sub goal was 30. I started the stream with 28. The sub goal was 30, 3-0. Maybe not Ren with the first time chat, says Eraj. Thank you for the gift sub. Jen XOG says YouTube is better than Twitch. Corpse Taker says, hello, peeps. Falkes says, don't listen to Snickers. He is Polish. We like him, but we don't listen to him. I'm not going to get into the wars over which country over there is better than any others. That's craziness. Planendorf, I got to gift Margaret a Zillion sub in A1. Levi, I don't know if you remember this. You gifted her a tier 3 sub in Alpha 1. I still remember that. And then you told me to tell her to get back in the chat so you could re-up the sub, and I messaged her and she's like, sorry, I'm busy or something like that. I like YouTube over Twitch, but I watch on Twitch so I can save up for the horrible pun reward. MySpace is better than Twitch and it's dead. I will tell you guys, those of you who don't know this, Twitch is working right now on getting, I'm not a tech guy. I believe it's an encoder called AV1, which YouTube already has. But it allows you to stream at a much better quality at a much lower bit rate. And Twitch is rolling that out or working on it now or whatever. So maybe by the time Alpha 2's here, but definitely by the time launch is here, all of your streamers will be able to stream on both Twitch and YouTube at a much higher quality, and you'll have a better bit rate. It won't take such good internet to do it. So that is coming, FYI, for those of you. Levi says, I did that intentionally. She also promised to rub it in for Steven. I do remember that. That's funny. I do remember that. 4 people streaming AOC almost like A2 is here. That's Eraj, again, that's what I'm saying. I have been telling these other content creators. You name an Ashes of Creation content creator who has any relevancy whatsoever. I've been telling them, now is the time. It's time to go. It's time. Don't wait. Don't wait. You're going to wait too long. Go. Now's the time. Some of them are listening, some aren't. But yeah, we're back. I think that the hype is here, and it's only going to increase between now and Alpha 2, and then in Alpha 2, it's going to go crazy. Gruntag says, Sneckers, thanks for the gifted sub. Pocket says, hey, yo, thanks for the sub. Geno X says, so many commercials on Twitch. Yes, but not for the people who just got gifted subs. No streams for them. Swish, busting in with a gifted sub. Giving it over to Teddy Sword 92. Thank you. Thank you, Swish. That's awesome. Really cool of you. Thank you so much. I had 28 sub points. That's what Twitch calls it in the background before the stream starts, and I now have 228. And I don't think it's calculated at all correctly yet. Thank y'all. And I want y'all to know, I want especially my audience, especially the audience who's been here this whole time. I want to make making content for Ashes of Creation my job. I have spent the last 4 years planning towards this. Everything that I've done since then, like even when I was in my not making a lot of. Thank you, Levi, with another 22 gifted subs. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Anyways, even when I wasn't making content consistently or a lot of content, I would make sure that I made a little content every once in a while here and there because I wanted to make sure that I stayed within the space. I wanted to make sure that I, on video to you guys' face, reiterated the fact that I'm going to be making content for this game when there's content to make when the game gets here. And obviously that's not possible. Being a full-time content creator is not possible without the generosity of the people who watch you. So I truly appreciate you guys who are doing this now, and you know, we'll do it in the future, and the views. Keep in mind, every time you view a video on YouTube, it helps. It's money for the content creator. a small amount for your one view, but still it's money for the content creator, and it's helps spread. Liking, commenting, all that stuff helps spread the videos and helps them out. So I appreciate you guys big time. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And then those of you guys who are spending, you're awesome. Thank you. I think he should read puns. He loves puns. Zillin, target of target on keybind. All your DPS press on their shot caller. Shot caller presses on the target. All range DPS press one button. Now everyone targets one easy for easy timed one shot with now counterplay. Remove it. It's bad. Okay. You don't want the ability for somebody to have a keybind to make themselves automatically target the target of their target, basically. Or the old %T target to target thing. Because then the shot caller calls it, they turn, everybody eliminates the one person. I mean, that's been in video games for a long time. I mean, that was how it was done in Dark. That's still how it's done in Dark Age of Camelot. That's still how it's done. That's a very interesting. Yeah, that's a very interesting thought process. I haven't really. I will admit to you, Snickers, I haven't. That's something I've never really sat down and thought about, so I think I would have to give it some real thought before I really have a lot of comments on it. The only comment I have right now is that's been done for a long time, and I've never really seen it as a huge problem. I also don't do a lot of large-scale PvP, so that may be why I don't see it as a huge problem. You know what, Snickers? I'm going to think about that. Let me give that some rumination. 300 sub gold for Zillin to admit that Tank is the best class name. Tank is not a class name. It is a role name.
Ready to
Vizian
serve,
says
my
based and correct. Based and correct. Permanence 3. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Poggers. Vizzy on stream. Don't even try it playing a dwarf. Vex. That's brilliantly devious, Mabari says. Mabari, I mean, it may be devious, but it's not new. Like, that's how... You played Dark Age of Camelot with me and us. You remember what we used to do? I had you guys set up a macro so that you could just hit the button and target what I was targeting. And then I would just say, got a new target. You guys would hit that button, and we would all fire and destroy people. It's the same thing, just on a big scale. Planendorf, if you gift my wife an Alpha T2 key, I will join the Tank Party. The Tank Party. That is censored out tank for those of you who might be considering it some other word. It's tank. Keybind to put a sign on a target plus keybind to target that sign. I like the idea of a keybind to put a target on a sign on a target, and it probably, hilariously enough, would be a target sign, but then not one to keep keybind to target that sign, because that's the same thing. But if you say that you allow the shot callers to put physical markers on the enemies, and then you have to have players who have the wherewithal and the skill to find that sign and start attacking it quickly, I think that's actually a pretty darn good solution. I don't hate that. Falcat, I don't hate that, but the target, the button to just automatically target the same thing is the exact same problem, in my opinion. Friday is the last day of quarter 2. If they don't announce a date, then it's officially delayed, regardless if they manage to get Alpha 2 out before the end of September. Josh, I disagree with that, because they said that they would probably tell us a date before the start of quarter 3. They did not say definitely. So yeah, and I would tell you with almost 100% accuracy, they're not going to announce it tomorrow. They might announce it at the stream on Wednesday, but I'm suspecting a month, if I'm being honest. And I suspect that month's going to be September. I love target with minimal zones and mostly open world. I think TOT is necessary. Interesting. Snicker says, Zillin, the larger the Zergs go, the more chaotic it is. harder it should be to organize it. Without this button, only some percentage of your DPS will actually hit on the target. It balances it. If everyone can just press one button, then Shot Caller can just one tap everyone he wants without counterplay. It makes Ranger and single target mage gameplay brain dead. I completely agree with. Completely agree with that. Planador, I will call Tank the best class name if you just announce the A2 reveal in this stream. Vizion says, correct. It becomes too brain dead and mindless to chain one taps with no counterplay. Levi says, Planador says that, Levi, what's A2? Zelen, markers are fine. Markers are tested and work well. Button that targets automatically is bad. Yeah, I agree. I don't like targeting automatically in large scale PvP. I don't like the idea of it. I can't say I don't like it because I've never really experienced it. Because I just don't do a lot of large scale PvP, but I plan on changing that. Because if you're not doing large scale PvP in Ashes, why are you playing Ashes? Yeah, that's an interesting conversation, Snackers. I think it's hilarious that the idea of talking about clerics has gone completely off the rails. Crazy people. Make it a utility skill or maybe something in the universal skill tree. Make people waste skill points on it. Big quads on campus. I actually have a problem with that. Anytime you make something like that is absolutely necessary and you will get chastised right out of any group, a skill thing, and so you're like, I'm making it a choice, you're not making it a choice. Everybody has to have that. If my opponents can have that, then I have to have it. Like, it's as simple as that. So while I see what you're trying to do there, I don't think so. I think that you should not have that in the game at all if that's the idea. I want to play a stealth class, says Dr. Spin 805. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of what Steven has said about the direction they want to take stealth. I remember a long time ago, an old live stream, he talked about how there would be no stealthing like in the middle of an open field where there's no not even a centimeter of grass anywhere, like you're just in a big open field, somebody just disappearing off the map, just you not being able to see them wouldn't be a thing. It'd be more like environmental based and stuff. But then in the Ranger, no, it might have been in the Caravan live stream. I think it was in the Caravan live stream. He talked about how the Ranger stealth was going to work that way, kind of like a Predator style where you like blend in with your environment, but that the rogue was just going to be able to disappear. And I don't like that. I don't like you just not existing in a wide open field. But we'll see if that's where they go with it in the future. If we got a lot of time for testing. Yeah. Josh says, nah, man. Release date Q3. It's Q3. Oh, you don't have a date? Then it's delayed. I don't see how that works. Josh, you say a lot of smart things, a lot of really good things. I don't agree with that at all. If they release Alpha 2 before September 30th, it's not delayed. They have released it. They told us Alpha 2 is coming in Q3. If they do that, then they're good. Falca says, I agree that a keybind to easily target who your leader wants is making it easier, but shot calling names in large-scale PvP is just not working well. Leader's pronunciation and finding the target on a big pool of player is just not efficient, and it's not efficient. We would just go on a balling meta. So it's a balling meta or a one-shot you die with no counter meta, and there's no in-between? Is that what we're saying? I mean, and I said it before, one of the smartest men alive, Thomas Sowell, famously said, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. Maybe there's not a solution. You trade one thing for another. Levi says, let's get back on track. Do you think clerics should be made to target enemies with the target of target abilities or be exempted from target of target? Clerics should be made to target enemies with the target of target abilities exempted. Levi, I don't understand that question. I restate that or something. I don't get it. That's what the marks are for. You can call out people for target to target star, but they should still have to find star, not just auto target star. Yes. Yes. Agreed. Dr. Spencer 805 says, can you be a stealth class and a healer? I want to sneak around and heal people. So, Dr. Spin, this is a very interesting question and gets into the augment class and how the secondary archetypes and augments are going to work. You could make yourself a rogue. So you would have stealth. Potentially, you could make yourself a ranger and have a kind of stealth, but whatever. Rogue and hit stealth. You could secondary archetype into cleric. You would have abilities that you were given to your class by your main class, by your rogue class. Then you could apply abilities or variations to your ability based on your healer, cleric, secondary. So you could put heals on like your attacks. Somebody suggested earlier like a smoke bomb. So like as a rogue, you throw down a smoke bomb and you disappear, and maybe it could heal everybody that gets hit by the smoke bomb or something like that. But you would not acquire an ability and like a new ability to target someone and heal them. All of your heals would be more like an area effect, or it puts a hot on everybody around you or everybody in your group or whatever when you attack somebody or something like that. It will not give you a new ability. It just augments the abilities you already have. So you could kind of be a sneak healer, but not really. Kind of. I agree. I don't think you should be able to be invisible like that. Yeah. Snaker said that's why I add markers. Shot caller can call the mark target to attack, but people have to manually target him. Yep. Daniel says necessary because PvP while trying to clear caves, the raid leader or PvP spotter would need to call target PvP players. What they're saying though is that the raid leader should target the person themselves manually, push a button that would put a target marker over their head or a lightning marker or a flame marker or whatever you want, and be like it'd be really smart to have like, let's say all three, maybe 4 or 5 different ones, and tell everybody. I would even see. And now I'm getting into efficiency topics as a guild leader and potentially a shot caller. We would have like a guild known order of operations. Everybody would know we go target, flame, lightning bolt, and so I would put a target on one person, a flame on the next one I want killed, and a lightning bolt on the next one I want killed, and then they would have to turn around and manually target, and then flame, and then lightning bolt, and then of course I could be circling back and getting the next target after that or whatever. But there's not a button to push. I kind of like that idea. I really like that. If not, shot callers can only put a few markers to make it clear. It's part of the skill, managing markers. Yep. I want to be a ghost. Can't see me. Hey, how am I getting healed? People will never know. That's a weird goal, man, but I like it. I like the Predator style stealth a lot. Should stick to that. Yeah, I would be fine if they did a Predator style stealth for the rogue that allowed you to disappear when you're like in foliage, near trees, hiding around rocks and stuff like that. But it's the disappearing in the middle of an open field that is just a total non-starter for me personally. I like that you can be completely stealth, but make it to where you can spec to detect hidden. I mean, that's not an awful idea, except for in the middle of an open field. Zillin, ball meta is a different problem, and to address mage ball meta, we need to look at how much AoE is in the game. And yes, I'm not a big fan of how much AoE. I don't want to say that. I need to play it. I need to put my hands on it, but it does seem excessive right now. Switch says, I mean, if true stealth is Lockbind having to double down on rogue for the stealth augments, I don't see it as being OP since they stated counter stealth would be a thing. For me, it's not about OP. For me, it's fucking stupid for you to be invisible standing in a wide open field. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Now, you know what? I make this argument all the time about all kinds of other things. You can shoot fireballs out of your fingertips in this game, so I guess it's not stupid to be invisible in the middle of an open field. Fine, whatever. Okay, go invisible. I can't. I retract my previous statement. Go invisible. Now I have to use my own logic. You can shoot fireballs out of your fingers. You're fine. Also, still from a shot caller's perspective, I really hope the flying mounts can be assigned by the mayor. Forcing shot callers to be mayors in order to use mounts as a tool during a fight is kind of meh. It should be assigned. I really hope the flying mounts can be assigned by the mayor, forcing shot callers to be mayors in order to use the mount. That's interesting. I don't know how that works out, but that's interesting. Shot callers should have to work together. Mark only raid wide, and second ride shot caller needs to set the mark too. It makes large zergs harder to lead and coordinate as they should. Interesting. Vizion says Ashes is supposed to have dual targeting, by the way. Like some of the older PvP games, you have a hostile target and a friendly target selected at the same time, or that was the plan anyways. It's not in the game from what we can see now. I haven't seen the dual targeting thing. I like dual targeting. I always have it. I think it really creates a lot of really cool ability types that don't exist, that can't exist in a single targeting system. What's the one? There was one that I loved. Warhammer Online. Had that, and I loved it. And Vanguard Saga of Heroes, awesome. Underrated MMO. If a rogue hits you with a smoke bomb blind ability, your screen should go black during the duration. I like that. Planendorf says rogue cleric support abilities are just themed around giving your party members back the stuff you stole from them. Of course, Planendorf, of course. Oh, Planendorf's now following. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. So if I click this pun button, do we get a pun? Yeah, you get a few puns if you click the pun button and you have enough points to do that. You have enough.
Ready to serve.
So I'll put pocket instead of a pickpocket. Swish, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm trying to find where I was in the chat. You guys. Snacker says it's silly, exactly. You see Marks make this guild management layer Zerg organization stuff, and with just one key button press, you just make it brain dead. I pretty much agree with you, Snackers. I like what you're. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. I love the idea that it just gives you back the stuff you stole from Flandorf. You're hilarious, man. Invisible when not moving. Dark Age of Camelot had a version of that where the faster you are moving while stealthed, the more likely you were to be seen, detected as sneaking or whatever. And that made it a little better. Zillan just doesn't want to swallow Mage's balls. I mean, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Zillan, what's your opinion on nameplates disappearing when you're prone, just like New World? I actually love that from New World, made some interesting gang situations. Yes, I'm a huge proponent of nameplates. I love nameplates. I always play with nameplates on. I want to be able to see the names of the people in my area. I think it's better for community building. You see those names over and over again. You know who people are. When somebody wrongs you, it's easy for you to see who they were, what guild they're in, all that stuff. But I do think that there should be some scenarios where the nameplate disappears. Proning is one. Maybe within a certain number of pixels next to a tree and on the other side of the tree from where somebody is. That way your nameplate's not sticking out, from both sides of the tree or whatever. Yeah, I like it. Love it. I like Neverwinter's stealth mechanic. When you break line of sight for 3 seconds, you go stealth, and you only have a few seconds before you come out of stealth. Not bad. Rogue should be able to hide his nameplate and be untargetable until he's revealed. Players should be able to see him and try to reveal him with skills, but he becomes functionally invisible at night. I like invisible at night. Not a big fan of night in video games, but I like invisible at night. Invisible when standing still is fine. What if we lay down in a field? Can we be invisible in a field that way? Maybe. Squatch says, I made it. What's going on, Squatch? How are you doing, man? Just so you know, we made it 4 minutes and 23 seconds into the Cleric video before people started going absolutely insane, asking so many questions that have nothing to do with Cleric, and then hit so many gifted subs that I can't fathom how life works anymore. So, yeah, but welcome in. I know you were wanting to watch the Cleric video again. I don't know if we're going to get to that now. Full snake. Just have a box and go full snake on them. I don't know what that means. Rogue plus magic equals a high-level hybrid skill that allows open field stealth. Yep. Wait. He's only now following. Is that why he was always late to streams? Damn. I'm such a boomer. Technology is evil. Don't at me. Yeah. Nope. I just appreciate the follow. I don't care if it's late. And I appreciate the people that come and hang out and talk and keep the conversation going. Okay, where are we at? Don't bring up puns. It's a sore subject around here. Snackers, thank you for the follow. I like how Snickers donates 150 subs before he follows the channel. That's brilliant. I love it. I didn't at Planendorf. I guess he got you, didn't he? That's funny. Snake equals Metal Gear Solid. I didn't play Metal Gear Solid. I was interested in a lot of other games during that craze, and then I watched a video. Do y'all? How many of y'all remember this? How many of y'all remember every month for the first couple of days of the month checking mail incessantly to get your new Game Informer magazine, because you had Game Informer because you were an avid person going to GameStop and looking at the games and buying games and doing things, and you were a Game Informer, and you had Game Informer come here, and then you'd have Game Informer to read for the month. I remember those days. A Game Informer article that was all about the story of Metal Gear Solid, and I was so fucking confused. Like 8 minutes into reading that article, I was like, I'm never playing this game. What is even going on in this game? Did I miss a point? Oh, I guess I don't have alert set up for that. I am sorry. We can't have that. That's not acceptable. Not even a little bit. Let us get some puns going here. My bad. I need a better alert for that. Horrible puns. I don't like this one. Okay. You guys are going to make me do this. All right. What concert only costs 45 cents to go to? 50 Cent featuring Nickelback. Why can't comedians draw? Because their lines look funny. Oh, I hope you're proud of yourself, Spencer. A horse barn should never fall over considering it's a stable. You're welcome, I guess, to everyone who wanted to see that. Why you guys insist on seeing me punished is I don't know. Don't make me redeem 2 Splinter Cells. Oh my God. Game Informer gave me all the cheat codes. Yeah. Don't know if you saw this. What about stealth when not moving? Maybe that would be a benefit. I did address that earlier, my bar. Yeah, stealth when still is better than nothing. Don't worry if he doesn't pun. We can always request chargeback on the subs. There you go. Permanent says thoughts on this. City and Metropolis level nodes have a small X percentage chance, maybe like 10% of being destroyed in a siege to lock the node and turn it into a dungeon. The dungeon is a PvE event that is procedurally generated. Rooms are pre-designed, but layout is randomized based on the node types. Example, locking the nodes can make a specific resource sparse, harder to obtain. I think it can create unique conflicts for social, economic, and political means. Permanence, they already have a system that they've talked about a little bit where, Wisp in there, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. They have a system where nodes that fall are going to turn into an area where, like, depending on the wealth and size of the node, there's going to be treasure there on the node proper. So the actual foundation that the node set on, that you can, like, I think they said use the surveying skill to find and dig up, and it'll be more and more treasure based on how wealthy it was, and dig all that up. And it is a pure PvP area with no corruption, no death not death penalties, but no corruption penalties. So they already have a system in place for like nodes that get sieged and taken down. Patrick Miller said, I missed this. Look at the soul leave his body. Seriously. Every time you guys push that button, I try to tell you that's a joke button. It's not there for you to push, but y'all keep fucking pushing it. I'm close. I only got 9,448 points to go. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Oh, the pain in the eyes really sold it. I'm only at 7,000, but I'm getting close. So just so you guys know, the reason that I had to make it 10,000, I think it was like the 4th day of Alpha 1. I was trying to think of like some fun stuff to make the stream fun, because I started streaming and all of a sudden all these people were in my chat and I wasn't expecting it. I thought I'd streamed to like 9 people or something. And so I put that in and it was like 500 points or something like that. And people were just redeeming them back to back to back to back. I'm sitting here trying to play and test this damn game, and all I'm doing is reading fucking puns. And so I had to set a limit to it of some sort. So make puns 500 again. Never. It'll never be 500 again. What I might do though is lower it down, but then put a stream wide cap on it, like a stock. There's only 3 per stream or something like that, so that we don't get inundated with them. Mel says that was a good day. Yep, it was a good day. Eggsy came in and says thanks for the gift sub, Levi. Eggsy, thanks for chatting. According to this, it's your first time chatting, man. I appreciate you jumping in. Yeah, Levi and a few others went crazy earlier and gifted like 200 subs. So, yeah, they're awesome. Planet says, I gotta go, but thank you for the stream and thank you for the content creator support chat. Yes, the chat is awesome. Planet Dwarf, have a good day, man. Make Ashes awesome. Make Ashes awesome. If it wasn't me, you would have from Snickers or Patrick. Yeah. Wait a minute. This guy slipped. He's from future A2 Data, but yeah, I did slip. We have been testing Alpha 2. It's just me. Planendorf actually comes to my house and uses his computer to let me play Alpha 2, and then I play Alpha 2 on Planendorf's computer. That's how I've been playing it for that. Yeah, right. That would be crazy. That would be insane. That would be crazy. I can't believe it's already 3 o'clock. I was planning on streaming till about 3. I think I'm going to go a little longer tonight. You guys have been awesome. Let me check this email real fast. I know I have a grocery pickup at some time. Oh, 4 o'clock. We're good. We'll go a little while. A2 LAN party with Steven. That would be cool. Let me ask a question, chat. Since this cleric crap is clearly not ever going to happen. Any of y'all ever been to one of them conventions? And in particular, one of the conventions where they have a LAN party? I'm curious if you guys have ever been to one of those. I've been to one. I went one time. Levi says 3 a.m. No, I can't go till 3 a.m. I got responsibility. I'm a family man. I got stuff to do this evening. Okay, look. Do y'all want me streaming and making content damn near constantly, like 18 hours a day during Alpha 2? My guess is yes. So I need to bank time with my wife and kids now, before Alpha 2 gets here. So I gotta spend time with the wife and stuff. Dragon says I've been to Millhouse says I've been to Dragon Con a few times. I'm going to PAX West this September. Halo 2 good winners. Gen X says never. Levi says no, I'm poor. I actually am fairly broke, but I support what you're doing, so I will spend here. That's incredible, Levi. Thank you. That you're. I mean, that's you don't have to do. Just I want you to know that you don't have to do that. You don't. But I appreciate it. But you don't have to do that. The last LAN I hosted was Guild Wars 2 launch with 8 buddies. 18. Okay. But 18 hours a day now too. Okay, I see. I went to one time. I was dating this girl who I guess she was into it. She wanted to go, and it was I want to say it was QuakeCon, which I mean, I was like, I don't fucking play Quake. I've never played Quake. I have no interest in Quake whatsoever. But she really wanted to go, and we went. And man, was that an experience. The general experience, like walking around and kind of the big hallways and stuff where they had the booths and different games that you could like stand in line to play and stuff was okay. It didn't bother me too much. I will say at that time there was nothing there that they were showing off that I gave a crap about. I remember they had a panel and there was some actor that I want to say it was a Star Trek Next Generation actor. I can't remember who that was there. That was kind of cool to go see. But the thing that just like made me go, what even is this? Was the LAN party room. They had this room. It's a gigantic room. And there were just rows upon rows upon rows of fold-out tables and computers and monitors. I mean, there must have been 1,000 computers in this room. Computers generate heat. A lot of it. Humans who sit in hot rooms generate a smell. I don't even have a particularly strong sense of smell. My wife will be like, your shirt stinks. And I'll be like, it does? Man, I guess I could kind of smell it. And she smelled it like 3 feet away. I couldn't even walk in that LAN party room. Like, how do people do it? If you can do that, man, more power to you. I wanted to like walk around and like see what different people are playing, like check out the skills and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. I could not do. Woo, woo. That was a smell. That was pungent. Squash says, hi, you sound like me, Zill. I've not played any games till A2. Then my daughter, 26, and I are going to binge play it. There you go. Like, I'll play some stuff, and my wife goes to bed. I usually play for a couple hours afterwards and stuff. And you can even ask my friends who I play games with on a nightly basis. Probably to somewhat to their chagrin, probably annoying to them. I don't come to start playing games with them until more or less most people in America's bedtime, that 10 to midnight range, because I'm spending that time with her during the day because, damn it, she knows. I've told her, when A2 gets here, I ain't playing. We got shit to do. Don't worry, Levi. I won't let him quit. LAN parties, I miss those. On a serious note, there are thousands of... Oh, you just... cut off there. I can't do cons anymore. Too much free alcohol and women are bad influences on my sweet, innocent Swedish soul. Women? Oh, not women are. Women who are bad. Switch. You're gonna have to give me more details. Pictures, video, slowly spoken recounts of exactly what happened that has corrupted your Swedish soul. So yeah, go ahead and send that over to me on Discord. Appreciate it. You can see smell. It's a problem. Yes. When you can see the smell, it's a freaking problem, man. Oh my God. Like that room is nightmare fuel to me. And again, I'm not the big smell guy. Like I don't have like a strong nose. I don't freak out about stuff. I probably changed 98% of my daughter's diapers whenever she was, a baby and stuff like that. It didn't bother me one bit. But that got me. Are you going to only main the Cleric duo I'm sorry, during Alpha 2. I will start with tank. I will definitely start with tank. Probably go to fighter from there. Probably then mage, then ranger. Bard will be in there if we get it. Bard might be second if we get it. I will play all of the class types during Alpha 2 to figure out what I want to main during launch. My number one, looking at the class chart and purely speculating on what those classes will do, I view tank Bard, which is called Argent on the class chart. I view that as what I've been calling like a captain class or something like that, where like you're the tank, but you're a leader and you're there like in an inspiring way or whatever. So you're giving out auras that inspire, like make other people hit harder or something like that. I don't know that's how it's going to work, but that's how I view it. So as far as like what class on that big ass chart I want to try first, that's going to be it. But I'm going to use all of Alpha 2 to determine what I want to do during launch. Eggsy says, sounds divine. The room, the smelly room with 1,000 computers sounds divine to you? I mean, get it. If that's your thing, go get it, man. Levi says, I need a date so I can plan my surgery and use the recovery as an excuse to stay home and play. I love that. Oh, I love that. Boss, I got to have surgery, man. I tripped and fell. I got to have surgery, boss. It's funny. Daniel says, Odessa, Texas has thousands of jobs, many listed with free housing for out-of-towners, 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off, most with jobs and housing variation. Are you trying to suggest that I move to Odessa so that I work 2 weeks on and then make content 2 weeks off and have free housing? Is that what you're trying to suggest? I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down here. That's an insane suggestion, by the way. What does this say? It's lower than the record. Oh, weird. That's weird. Is my stream on YouTube having any problems? Like, is it coming through clear and stuff? It's giving me a warning that the bitrate's not good enough. Oh, well, that would be why. I just changed the bitrate. Maybe that'll help. Swish says I do have pictures. Send them all through, man. Mabari says tank roll. Yeah, exactly. Daniel says pure cleric. So you're going to go cleric, Daniel? That's your plan? Class isn't a tank. Isn't tank. It's a roll. You mean you'll be playing a Vanguard? Yes, I'll be playing Vanguard. Yeah. I'm a government employee. I have tons of vacay saved up for A2. Yes. Man, I was trying to get a job with the local government here about 3 months ago or whatever. I applied 3 months ago, and I seriously, no joke, I got an email this morning saying they picked other candidates. I'm like, thanks, I moved on already. 100K a year is regular. Yeah, I know you make money out there in the oil field. I've known a lot of roughnecks over my years. A lot of roughnecks. I'm from Texas, man. I've been around it all. I have gout. There's no way I could do any type of job that's that physically demanding. I would die. Splinter says, yeah, I tore something in my shoulder and I've been legitimately holding off on anything about it so I can schedule my first surgery just before A2. Oh my God, Levi, you're not even the first one to come up with that strategy, or not the only one. That's fucking brilliant, man. I love it. Snecker says nobody watches on YouTube. That is actually incorrect, Sneckers. I actually have almost as many people watching on YouTube right now as I do on Twitch. And earlier I had more people on YouTube watching than I do on Twitch. I think because I have a pretty good sized YouTube following, I think I actually draw a pretty decent YouTube crowd. More than it seems like a lot of the other Ashes content creators do. But I mean, it makes sense. I got a pretty good sized following over there. So. Swish in the Discord where we can all review it. Yeah, everybody needs to make sure that you're not lying, Swish, about these European women who are corrupting your soul or whatever it was you said. Patrick says, I don't need an excuse to take time off to play this game. By the time it launches, I will have been following this game for 10 years. You bet your ass I'm taking a week off. Yep, there you go. Pure Cleric, Daniel says. That's awesome, man. Come join my guild. What guild are you in? We need pure clerics. We need healers. Do you have a guild? Come on. Vex says, yep, on YouTube. I'd be watching on YouTube if I didn't need to be on Twitch to save up for the pun reward. Yeah. I don't know. There's not a way to like make that a thing on YouTube. Like the only thing I can even think of, and this is shady, so I don't really want to do this, is make it a monet. Like if you super thanks or something, super chat, is that what it's called? And then you're like literally paying for them. I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like Twitch more than YouTube. It has better community engagement in all kinds of ways. TGF Tavern says thank you at P Millhouse 24 for the gift sub. Just so you know, TGF Tavern, P Millhouse, Sneckers, Levi Ojima, Eraj, Swish Valian, a bunch of people came in here and they have gifted a unbelievable number of subs in the last 45 minutes, hour, or whatever. So yeah, awesome that you guys got a sub. And thank you guys for helping me with the contest the other day. Daniel says, how do I join your guild? Daniel, just now the Stream Elements bot put a link in chat to my Discord. There is the application to join my guild is there on the Discord. It's called Organized Chaos. Just put in your application there and I'll hit you up. It's the G says, got one. Thanks. I like all the Twitch perks and stuff, but I pay for YouTube Premium, so why not skip the ads here? Also, hi, Mamma Mia. Yeah, if you pay for YouTube Premium, absolutely, this is absolutely the place to be. So TGF, so is this Bree or Vertec? Am I talking? It's Bree because Vertec works like a million hours a week, right? I'm pretty sure it's Bree. I've got two ideas for your next contest. One is kind of in the same vein of that one, an actual commercial. It's actually a parody of a commercial, an existing type of commercial. The other one, because I was so jealous of the number 2 team, like the totally epic badass trailer, I want to do that, like a trailer like that. So I don't know which I'm going to do yet. Go with the comedy route because I already have part of the script made and it would be funny. But I also don't know how well it would go with Thanksgiving. So I might have to wait on that one for when you guys do a Thanksgiving contest or a non-Thanksgiving contest. It's free. Currently not sure what class I'm going to play, but my thoughts are Summoner, Bard, Tank, Cleric, Ranger. I'm sure I'll find something in there I will enjoy. Yeah, the Rage Raider. Oh, Dr. Spins cheered with 20 bits. Thank you. I appreciate it. Summoner, Bard, Tank, Cleric, Ranger. Yeah, and then if you think about, it's not just Summoner. It's Summoner and its 8 secondary choices, and Bard with its 8 secondary choices, and there's 64 classes. And lots of augments for every ability in the game that come from many different sources. I think one of the cool things about this game's class system and their skill system and the way it all works is that I really do believe there's going to be something for everybody. Well, no matter how you like to play, you're going to be able to build a class that plays that way. I love it. I think it's going to be great. We want to do Halloween and holiday. Okay, you're going to do a Halloween and a holiday contest. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. Splinter says, I'm your pocket healer unless Bard is dope as hell. Well, I think every group is going to need both a pocket healer and a pocket Bard. If we're being honest about what the game looks like. So, yeah. I'm not sure of how much we can give away. Will depend on how much support we get between now and then. I mean, to be honest, I didn't enter the contest for the money. I forgot about the money. You just told me there was a contest. Okay, Bree, it's confession time. It's confession time, Bree. Okay, everybody else, y'all can go away. This is just me and Bree here. Okay, me and Bree are having a conversation. Okay. So Bree, I was on the Golden Feather like a year and a half ago. I don't think it was the last time I was on. I think it was the time before that I was on. And you asked me directly on Snicker said, okay, bye, see y'all later. You asked me directly if I would make a commercial because you had this idea for the commercial thing to use that instead of the commercials a long time ago. And I said, yeah, I do. I'll send you a link to the video. You can check it out. And if you like it, you're more than welcome to use it. And then I did. I went on Discord. I found the video that I'd already made and I sent it to you. And then I messaged you and you said, okay, thanks. I'll check it out. And then I messaged you 3 weeks later. I was like, hey, did you watch it? Did you check it out? And you're like, oh no, I haven't watched it yet, but I will. We're going to watch it. I promise. We'll go check it out. And I said, okay, cool. And 2 weeks later, I messaged you back and said, hey, check out that video. And you're like, oh no, we haven't yet, but I promise I'm going to. And then you were like, hey, I have this contest that I'm doing for a commercial. And I was like, I'm going to submit the same fucking video that I gave her and asked her to watch 2 freaking years ago. So maybe she'll actually watch it. I only submitted the video so that you would actually watch it. That's it. That's the only reason I submitted it. That's between me and you. Nobody else has to know that. I kept asking, have you watched it? Because I kept expecting you to be like, oh my God, that was hilarious. Erection for 4 hours. You're funny. No, nothing. My fellow Neckbeard says, hello there. What's going on, man? Haven't talked to you in a while. Thanks for stopping in. We are talking Ashes of Creation today, like we're talking every day. I plan on putting out lots and lots of Ashes of Creation content, these streams, videos like the one I put out a couple days ago. If you guys haven't watched it, I put out a video on publishers and how terrible publishers are for the video game industry and how Ashes of Creation is ending the idea of publishers. Go check it out. It's a good one. It's a good one, man. Daniel says, Organized Chaos. Yep. That is the name of my guild. If you're looking for a guild for Alpha 2 or for launch, I mean, you don't have to have Alpha 2 access, but I mean, I'm looking for people for Alpha 2, but whatever. If you're looking for people for guild for Alpha 2, jump in my Discord. The bot is giving the Discord link every once in a while, so when it comes up, jump in and come apply for the guild and come hang out with us, man. We're going to do fun stuff. Bree said it was amusing. Vertec and I watched it in a hotel room and we died laughing. Good. Just joined as Night Dream. So Night Dream is you. Okay. I'll definitely get in contact with you here in a little while. Zillin, it's because you're not PI pleb. PI people do be like that. Oh, just ignoring you whenever you message them, being like, hey man, have you watched this? And they're like, haven't you heard I'm in PI? Don't have time to watch your little pleb videos. Is that what you're talking about, Snackers? Because I know it's definitely how Bree and Phantom X and DA and those guys treat me. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel like less than. Definitely won in our books for the most entertaining. Yeah, yeah. It's so funny that I didn't even realize what you guys were looking for. And now that I know what you're looking for, I'm like, I don't even know how I won. I don't think I delivered what they were looking for. But yeah, next time I'll deliver something that's a little more online of what you're looking for. I have ideas percolating already. Geno XOG says apply. You mean you don't just take every vagabond that wants to hang out. I don't. I do have a particular, I would say, personality type. Obviously I've got a big personality. A lot of the people in my group have a big personality. We all kind of have more or less a way of thinking. And so I'm trying to bring in those people that have that way of thinking and are not won't fade into the background. I want people who want to be there and who are going to be forthright and all that stuff. So that's more or less what I'm looking for. Most of the applications and interview processes have gone great, and it's taken just a few minutes, and it's all good. So Nice Gaming says, okay, y'all can begin now. I'm here. Bro, you are 2 hours late. You missed out on the gift-a-thon. Over 200 subs were gifted in like a 5-minute period by crazy people who I'm still just blown away by that. Every time I think about it, I get flustered. Yeah, it was crazy day. But thanks for jumping in. Nice. I really appreciate when you hanging out, man. We've been talking about a lot of stuff today. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. You delivered in terms of collaboration and entertainment. Yeah, I mean, definitely there was collaboration and entertainment. No doubt about that. But it was kind of a commercial for the game, but number one, it wasn't a commercial for Alpha 2. I think I missed that part. And then number two, I don't know that it was really it wasn't a trailer for Alpha 2, really. I don't know. We'll see. Purple dude. Yeah, man. During Alpha 1, I wore this shirt one day for streaming. People loved it. And so every once in a while I wear the purple shirt. People like it for some reason. We do have you on again in September. I know. I am hoping that this worked out just perfect, that I'm going to be the first guest after Alpha 2 launches. Grimace? I don't know what that means, my boy. Zill pulls you into Discord channel, and his first question is Biden or Trump. Sneckers, I'm going to respond to that by saying this. There is a question on the application that is not designed to root out that question exactly, but similar questions to determine that. Bill says crazy people, yeah. Nice Gaming TV, remove AoE from AOC and remove target on keybind. Sneckers is on a mission to get all the content creators on board. Sneckers, you know what? For you, I'll make a video on this. I'll make a video on this specific topic so we can talk about it and we can put it out there into the community. How does that feel, man? I got you. Chappy J says, what up, Zillin? Just talking to the folks about Ashes of Creation, man. Just talking about Ashes of Creation. We love this game over here. We let the community decide. The people have spoken. I mean, yeah, and no doubt. And very cool. Very cool. Snecker said, I'm so for removing target of target, ugly and body mechanic that makes TTK hard to balance. Boy, look at you. Nice. Just coming in strong. Just walking in and just laying it on the table. Like, here's what I got. What are y'all packing? Oh, I love it. Ugly and body mechanic that makes TTK hard to balance. I'm gonna fucking clip that and put it in my video that I'm making about this topic. Dude, seriously, fingers crossed. Yeah, right. Nice Gaming TV. Worst case scenario, you might need to do a video about that. Swish says, now I just want to apply to see. I don't know about you guys, but, and I'm not entirely sure if this is just something that I can do or it's generally done. But I can figure out your political leanings just with a conversation. Something I can tell by looking at you, but short conversation, and I can be like, okay, yeah, he's this or he's that or he's in the middle or whatever. I've always been able to do that. Snickers added to list featuring Zill. There you go. There you go. Snickers put that effort into changing tank archetype's name. I'll say this about the tank archetype. I mean, it is a stupid name. It's a stupid name. In a stream that I was watching, I believe it was Jamie's stream. It's like 2 weeks ago. Steven was in Jamie's chat, and the tank thing came up. And Steven said, basically, y'all keep talking trash, and I'm going to make the icon, the class icon that's like next to your name everywhere when you're running around, like next to your nameplate, be a little Abrams. And I'm kind of like, if he makes the class icon a little Abrams, I'm not mad at the tank name anymore. I'll be fine with it. Let's do it. Snickers says Trump. Nice gaming. What did I miss a thing from Pocket? Oh, okay. I love Target of Target, and it's driving me nuts in Terrace Land. I'll give another 50 subs if Biden poops his pants on stage. Moving on. Tank archetype change win. Probably never. TGF Tavern says there's a debate. Yes, there is a debate tonight. Change tank to protector so I can be pocket protector. Oh my god. Oh, I was Team Vanguard. I was all on Team Vanguard. Change the name of tank to Vanguard until that moment. Protector. It has to be protector. That's it. I'm messaging Margaret. I'm messaging Steven. I'm making videos. I'm starting a campaign. Protector. Thought it was two grumpy old men. Well, yeah, it's a role. What if the future they want to make another tank archetype? This game to me doesn't really support the addition of more archetypes. And if you do, that's tough. That's serious because one archetype is 9 new classes. You ever seen a game put out 9 classes in an expansion? That's tough. That's real tough. Snicker says maybe not. I will put it in when AoE is reduced in ashes and target of target gets removed. Then when Ranger will get core class mechanic and bow gets reworked, and then I can fight for the tank name. And Beck says roll. You're going to confuse people or lock it out. Yeah. Zillin. So after all this, Cleric. Yeah, bro, we're past Cleric. We've moved on from Cleric. We'll do a Cleric stream next week or something. Jern says immersion breaking icon. It 100% immersion breaking. It is. It is. But to me, the class name tank is immersion breaking. If I'm running around, I'm a tank. That's immersion breaking. So it's like, if we're gonna immersion break, let's just go all the way. Tank equals Trojan. Also hundreds of hours. What did Chaffee say? Did I miss Chaffee? Did I miss? I didn't get that comment. Also hundreds of hours. No more archetypes. 9 is good. 8. I would rather see an expansion. Hundreds of hours of development. Yeah. I would rather see an expansion for them to let your secondary class give you skills from the secondary archetype. That would change from 8 classes with minor augments to true 64 class system. I actually think that when you think about all the different ways you could change an ability, single target to AoE, AoE to single target, ranged to melee, melee to ranged, targeted or templated. I have a list somewhere. There's more. There's like 7 different ways that you can change an ability, what status effect it incurs, how long it is, how long the cooldown is. There's a whole bunch of things. I actually think you could make the abilities be pretty different and make the classes be really different from one another and be a pretty true 64 class system. Zillan, tell the wife you made 212 subs today, so stream is extended. I mean, that's not. Oh, and it is ready. Okay. That's not how that works. That's not how it works. But I do appreciate all the subs today. But I am going to have to go get the groceries. That's not a debate. I have to go do that. If they make a new class. Yeah, Chaffee, I got you now. Can we change fighter to weapon slinger? I mean, maybe ranger should be weapon slinger. Fighter should be like big, beefy sword swinger guy. If tank's going to be tank. And healer should be like Dr. Feelgood or patch you up or something like that. I mean, healer is the easier option, but whatever. FY, in original Wraith, I hit Exalted with some word Draenei before I left the starting zone. Completionist? Wraith? Wait. Draenei or Draenei, that's a WoW race or faction? Wraith is Wrath. Oh, okay. Wrath. I'm not a WoW player, bro. You start getting. Woo! You were going over my head. If tank stays tank, we need to come up with a military type name for the rest of the classes. Yeah. That makes sense. I can see that. Yeah. Scout for ranger, stuff like that. Pocket says get 2 skills from the new class. Even augments, I don't think it's 64 classes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that. And I really do think it really is 8 classes with variations. But I think you could make those variations pretty damn wild if you really try. If they make new classes, it would be like everything else and release an expansion. Would you spend 300 hours to level a character to get to play the expansion content? That's a fucking great point. That's a great point. God, I haven't even thought about that. That's a great point. Would you spend 300 hours? Now, the way that they've talked about expansions, that he doesn't want to have the expansion that takes the entire map that they spent the last 7 years developing and puts everybody in a small map that they develop in a year or whatever, and just all the content before that becomes irrelevant. And the node system kind of is built to do that in some ways. I don't know that you'll necessarily need to do 300 hours to get to the new expansion content. It may be available a lot earlier than that. We don't know. Grocery time, Daniel says. Fam's got to eat. That's right. I got to go get them groceries. Levi says, I've actually talked about this. I would like to see you get 2 to 3 total options from the secondary. However, if you take 1 skill from secondary, you sacrifice 2 from your primary. If you choose 2, you sacrifice 4 from your primary skills. I don't think that works because you're not going to have enough skill points to put into all of your primary skill points to actually like make them viable and usable. And so you wouldn't be sacrificing anything. You need more sacrifices. I want high cooldown, long range, heavy hitter burst ranger, giga sniper that just pulls out, does a big hit, and has high cooldown before he can do it again. I mean, that's kind of what the dragon was, wasn't it? The big dive bomb. That dive bomb was cool. Healer is just healer. Yeah, augments are looking to be same-ish as Arcade Ancestrals. Augments were newish in 2016, but a few games have done the concept since then. A few games have done the concept since then, and ESO has which was launched I think in 2014, had like a proto version of augments with their morphs, so it's like kinda sorta augments. But the way they're doing these augments, it could be very, very different. But we haven't seen. It's a promise that they have not delivered on at all. Like, we know nothing about this promise. Wrath and Blitzkrieg. You start talking WoW, Zillan has a stroke of that. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. New expansions could just be new levels, and a few instances would stay the same. World stays the same. Right. I think that, to me, new expansions have to include new nodes. And new nodes means new landmass. But those new nodes, everybody can't live in them. Everybody can't be citizens of them. Also, leveling those nodes up would probably require de-leveling of other nodes. So how that happens on each individual server will be different. So expansions I think is one of the most interesting topics in Ashes of Creation. It's just hard to talk about because we have no idea what they're thinking. None. Do you think we have augments in Alpha 2 at all? Absolutely. Yes. 100%. We have to. That has to be tested. We won't have them at launch of Alpha 2 at all. I don't even think we're going to have secondary archetypes at launch of Alpha 2. My guess is either the cap will be 15 at Alpha 2 or 25, but you'll get to 25 and there will be no secondary archetype choice. So yeah, no way. No augments, no secondary archetype. But at some point we will. Runes of Magic is an MMO that has an augment, has an augment system. Okay, cool. Vex, I'll tell you, people name off MMOs a lot, and then pretty much every time somebody says an MMO name, I'm like, yep, played that. I don't think I've ever heard of Runes of Magic. That's entirely outside of my purview. No idea. For sure, super curious what the idea will be for expansions. Yep. I'd like to see a new archetype in an expansion, but boy, that would be complicated to other games. Yeah, Thurok, that's what I just said. I mean, a new archetype is 9 new classes. Simple as that. There's no other way to put it. It's 9 new classes. Here's what's worse. If they do another archetype, it's 10 new classes. After they did 9 new classes. And if they do another archetype, it's 11 new classes. Am I even doing the math right? I'm not a mathematician, y'all, but I'm pretty sure that's how that would work. More than 9 because they would need to add it to the other 9 other ones too. That's what I'm talking about. That's why it would be 9. And then yes, new augments. I am sure they may not even have a full idea of it yet as well. It is a thing to think about, but implementation of expansions will matter more once the game itself is released or closer to release. James, you're right. You're right to at least to some degree, but I will tell you, Steven has talked about expansions in Ashes of Creation during live streams and stuff. So they are thinking about it. But his talk about it has mainly been in the context of not nullifying all the content that they're spending time making. They want all the content to always be relevant. They want when a new player joins the game for there to be players running around everywhere, because like if you start WoW right now, there's nobody at the starter zones. It's just you. So that's the way that they're looking at that. Okay. The spell augment idea is a very common system in tabletop role-playing game systems. Yep, it is. Perfect World International, true pay-to-win PvP. I know what Perfect World is, and I want to say that I at least downloaded it and played around in it for 10 minutes one time 47 years ago. I don't know much about Perfect World. People, it's a good source of examples of augments for people. That's one of the reasons why I did the video where I animated some different augments, and I actually have some more, and I want to do some more videos animating augments. I just want to, number one, give Intrepid ideas for augments so that they're as varied as possible, and number two, show the broader Ashes of Creation community, especially like not that core 2000 that like really care and really think about it and talk about it and all that stuff. I want to show them how varied it could be if Intrepid takes it in that direction. 17 new classes to want to add one archetype, because say it's a druid, you would have a druid fighter, but also fighter druid. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think the system is set up to add classes. Like at all. Now that you say that, Thruk, why'd you ruin my whole thought process, Thruk? The more classes, archetypes available, the harder Ash's paper, rock, scissors method of balancing will be to implement and keep updated. I agree with Sneckers. I don't want new classes from Mabari. Chappie says, I would be okay with them just fleshing out the existing stuff or the expansions. I don't like when new classes come out because they can become so bladed with everyone jumping ship. Yep. And 64 classes is a lot. And they could move the power band around to where new classes that haven't been powerful for a long time are now more powerful or whatever to effectively accomplish the same thing. But 64 classes is a lot of damn classes, especially if they have enough variation to them that they feel real. Controversial opinion, Zillin, but Intrepid does not need new archetypes. No, I agree. Mr. Box says, I hope one day some Harbinger comes from the sky and makes some nice dungeon openings with snake nagas. I mean, I guess is that a reference to the Harbingers? Mr. Bog, I'm not sure what that means exactly. Look, it's not too bad. Issues didn't really occur that hard when Arcade added new classes with the same system. Rift also added the same with very similar system, and it was fine. But it's not the same system, and it's not the similar system. So, Vision, let me, just in case you don't know this, or anybody else listening doesn't know this, there are 4 schools of magic or discipline for every class. So or for every archetype. So for mage, it's fire, frost, lightning, and teleportation. And I think they might change that to void or void magic or something like that. But right now it's teleportation. And you're supposed to be able to choose per every ability which of those 4 schools of magic you want to draw your augment from. There are 8 potential secondary archetype choices, each with 4 choices, 4 schools. That means every single ability in the game has at least 32 augment choices. 32! Every fucking ability in the game. That's not counting augments associated with your node type and level and your association with it, social organizations, the religious system, the bounty hunter system, and whatever else you might get nodes in the game or augments in the game. There's probably going to be 45 augments per skill in the game or some crazy number like that. There's nothing this ambitious that's ever been tried that I'm aware of. Maybe there is, but that's insanity. Every game that has ever addressed new classes has had issues with the paper, rock, scissors balancing for at least a good while after the re, so it really isn't a good idea. I mean, that's just something people want to go try the new thing, and then because they want to sell the expansion, they make the new thing powerful, so people will go buy the expansion. And that's one of the very cool things about Ashes of Creation, just in case any of you watching don't know this. This is very, very important to know. Ashes of Creation, not only will it not have a box cost, so your barrier to entry is a $15 sub fee. Ashes of Creation will not have expansion costs. If you're subscribed to the game, you get the expansion, which means Ashes of Creation will not have the temptation to make all the most powerful and best shit be in their expansions to tempt you to buy it. They can, instead of focusing on how to make it powerful and tempt you to buy it, they can focus on how to make it fun. Shocker. If an expansion comes out, just add a new continent and increase the amount of metropolises allowed on the server and some new raids and PvP content. I mean, yeah. And then you create a land rush and the wars over the land rush and the conflict. I mean, it's great. Let's do it. I'm fucking in. Let's do it. Imagine the expansion where the pieces of the Harbinger Moon fall into Vera and creates new POIs. Why? Why, Snackers? Why you gotta get me all excited and shit? I gotta go pick up some groceries. I gotta end the stream. And now I'm gonna be thinking about that all fucking day long. Why you gotta do this to me? That's fucking that's brilliant. Like, I'm hoping one of the things that kind of started with Fortnite and then became more of a thing with Helldivers 2, where like shit actually happens in real time on the server that changes the world, that changes the map, that introduces new things and all that stuff. Like, that's kind of a new concept, but Ashes of Creation might actually do that, and that's fucking wild to think about that happening in an MMO. I would love to see the moon like falling towards the planet, getting bigger or whatever, and then breaking off and pieces fall. That's fucking wild. Oh, that's great. Hagot13 says, Levi, thanks for the sub. Hagot, thanks for stopping in and chatting, man. Levi was throwing around subs, and so were some others earlier today. They were throwing them around like they were candy, like they were free or something. And we appreciate them greatly. Splinter says, yeah, a raid where we go to the moon and cause a cataclysmic event that leaves part of the moon on the surface of there. Splinter, I just said stop saying cool shit. Making me want to talk about it, A, because I gotta go. And then B, like, I'm gonna be thinking about it. Now I want there to be a raid on the fucking moon. Are you kidding me? Thrux says, damn, I have to stand away. I can't handle the hype the stream is giving me. Yes! Yes! Oh, God. Did I see somebody say... There we go. Pocket says, wait a minute. What about if the expansion is a land reduction first and it causes a ton of fun? Pocket, you are... You just want to watch the world burn, man. Vex, and with another 5 gifted subs. Thanks, gifted subs. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys have been incredible today. Incredible. Splinter says, how dope would that be? That's ridiculous. I'm going to be the first Baron on the moon. Yes. Yes. It's so good. Snicker says, yeah, there is no way this is not an actual expansion plan. Oh, Zill and Splinter, don't forget we can return to the other planet and we can do an expansion into the void. Vex says to end out the stream. Patrick says, no, we have a raid in the void with 3 banished gods. Oh, it's so good. It's so... The lore and everything. Oh, my God. You guys have got me more hyped about Ashes than I've been lately, and I have been so fucking hyped about this game. I really appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging out today. I wouldn't be out here doing this without you guys. You guys are incredible. The guys who gifted subs today, again, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. That was incredible of you guys. Again, I will remind you guys, I'm going to have a new video out tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go do that. We're going to have a new one out tomorrow. I don't know the topic of it yet. I'll probably script it and do it all tomorrow, but it's coming. Sunday night, Vertec on the stream. We're talking about PvE, PvP, and PvX in Ashes of Creation. And on Monday, it'll be Sunny on the stream talking about why I'm a way, way better mayor than he will ever be. Magic says, hey, have a good one, Zillin. Catch you next time. On the moon, or the moon destroys everyone's nodes and they have to restart nodes, but with new. Zillion says, can we raid Ezekiel King? It's his birthday stream today. Oh, I'm glad you said raid, because I would have just left. Is there anyone in the Ashes category today besides me? Oh no, we got to go drop it on Loreforged. We got to go drop it on Loreforged. 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Vertic will be on. Yeah. All right. Let's go drop this this raid on Sunny. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Raid channel. I swear I'm good at this. There we go. Same category. There we go. There we go. Boom. Have a good one, y'all. Did it do it? Right now.
Peace.
All right. Here we go. Bye, y'all.